Let's talk.
Giles Brown.
Welcome back to the second third, because we go through till 1 o'clock now. I normally say the second half, but we're in the second third. Thank goodness I did fractions at school as well as decimal. One person who hopefully did fractions and decimals at school is my next guest. I'm joined by Marc from Fluent Finance Abroad. Marc, good morrow to you, sir.
Good morning, Giles.
Fractions, decimals, that sort of thing?
Not my strongest subject, if I have to say. I learned more about maths after I left school.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. I suppose you could. Yeah. So, how are you, by the way, on this beautiful morning here in Spain?
I'm absolutely wonderful, actually. A little bit warm, as we are full-blown summer now, aren't we?
I think so, yeah.
A little bit tired because the World Cup games are
Oh, yes, of course.
later.
Yes, were you in that there San Pedro last night watching the game then, were you? Or?
No, I certainly wasn't. No, I've got two small children, so I have to stay close to home, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good. You probably saw Hannah Murray dashing towards to a well-known Irish establishment to watch the game, but there you go. Yeah. We talk about the... We've been talking about I do my market report, my business briefing every morning, and it's what's been interesting, very interesting, and it must affect you guys as well at Fluent Finance Abroad. Is the interest rates? What's been happening with interest rates? Tell me a little bit more.
Okay, so interest rates are on an upward trend, mainly because of the problem with the Strait of Hormuz.
Uncertainty, I think they call it.
Uncertainty, yeah. Can't call it. We can't call them wars anymore, can you? For whatever reason, and the ECB are a little bit worried about inflation because of the cost of living is going up and what have you. And so 2 weeks ago they put the interest rate up 25 basis points. So that obviously is having a knock on the price of mortgage lending in Spain and in the EU, of course. Now the US haven't raised theirs yet, and the UK have held theirs, but the trend seems to be, but the ECB have gone first, and they've raised theirs by not much, but 0.25, yeah.
Right, okay, so, and that's been, and are we going to see, you think we're going to see some more hikes in interest rates? So, can you look into your crystal ball on that one, Marc, or what do you think, what do you think it's going to be?
One thing I'm certain of is that I have no idea.
That's all right. Okay, fair enough.
Unfortunately.
Well, glad that you're honest about it.
Yeah, no one does, really. Yeah. Not even the leader of the United States has a clue. But anyway.
Moving swiftly on.
Moving on. But that has had a knock-on effect on what we're here to talk about, and that's the Spanish lifetime mortgage, as providers have put up their rates to compensate. So
for those who may have missed it, just explain a little bit about what Fluent Finance Abroad have brought to the market, and B, because it's all very well talking about, interest rates and hikes and global politics and the whole business, but one of the things that marks you guys out is actually, the personal service you provide, and also the fact that, people, I've seen the website, I've seen the test, and I know when something's written by AI and it's not, and the testimonials, which are something quite special. Just explain a little. But first of all, the product, please.
Yeah, sure. So it's the product that we're talking about here is a Spanish lifetime mortgage, which can also be called in Spain as hipoteca inversa. It's a Bank of Spain regulated mortgage product, and it's designed to help people in retirement fund their lifestyle through their property investment, so their main residence. So what we see, and what we have seen over many, many years, is people have invested into their properties rather than pension provision. And this lifetime mortgage is a way in which you can release the investment or the equity that is tied up into your property to help fund your lifestyle. General rules is that it has to be your main residence. You have to be a Spanish tax resident for 3 years or more, and the property needs to have either a very low mortgage or no mortgage at all.
Right.
And the bank will lend a lump sum, income or both, combination of both, at a fairly low loan to value. The reason why the loan to value is quite low is that you always keep ownership of the property. The bank doesn't buy it from you. You don't sell it to anyone. And the bank, because it's Spanish mortgage, Bank of Spain regulated, they insist that there is a non-negative equity guarantee in the mortgage contract, so that no matter what happens to the property market, you should never owe more than what the property is worth.
And the other thing that's very important is the fact that you've been here for a while. This is fully regulated by the BOE, the Bank of España. So the BOE, you know what I'm saying. And so there is, it is an absolutely rock solid project with all the checks and balances that you would want.
Yeah, because it's set into law. But Spanish banks, and the property is in Spain. Obviously, it falls under Spanish law regulations. And therefore, all the consumer protections that are afforded by the law and the regulator, who is the Bank of Spain, is there to protect the consumer from mis-selling or anything like that, which is great, which is what we want and our customers want.
I mean, and one of the other things that I've come to notice after, because we've been doing this for a while now, is the fact that you guys are very approachable at Fluent Finance Abroad. I mean, we had Stuart in the other time, and he was, and he's got that same. No one's saying laid back, but he's got that's unruffled, I think is the word I'm looking for. In the approach, it's not a hard sell, because as I said before, this is perhaps short of buying the house and whatever. This is one of the most important decisions you're going to make, especially at the time of life that you're going to make it, because it's going to set you up for hopefully 20 to 30 years in the future.
Sure. I mean, it's very important that people have a roof over their head. That's a fundamental need, isn't it? Yeah. You can't really be playing with that. We saw banks operating fast and loose back before the credit crisis. And obviously the European Union and other banks, and other jurisdictions, including Spain, brought in measures to protect home ownership. Because if you get thrown out of your home, well, you then have to go to the government and ask for help to find somewhere to live. And unfortunately, the governments don't want that to happen. So there are some very, very strong protections to make sure that you are able to remain in your home for however long you wish, which is great.
So what's the feedback been from people? Because we mentioned the testimonials a little bit earlier. So talk me through the process. I mean, if I say I'm 65 years old, I've paid off it doesn't have to be my apartment, apartment in Marbella or in Estepona, and I'm looking for something that will presumably give me a lump sum, or I can take it out as a monthly, a quarterly. Explain how that kind of works.
Sure. I mean, let's go through some real examples. Yeah. So a Norwegian lady approached us. We've been in contact with her for a couple of years, but we didn't really have anything for her. So she went out and she did her own sort of research, and she found a couple of options from a couple of insurance companies. She reached back out to me at the right time. Well done her. And we were just launching our one. So she brought the two offers that she had. One was from one insurance company, and they only offered a very small monthly amount. The other was from quite a well-known Spanish bank. They offered like 10,000 euros and a monthly payment of 350 euros, which really on a house, her house is worth €500,000. She wasn't satisfied with that, and I can understand completely why. Our offering that she took was that we ended up lending her 110,000 as a lump sum, which was perfect because she could then do whatever she wanted. To buy a new car, she wanted to invest a little bit into the property, but she also wanted some rainy day money, and she took that to her bank and has invested it into some sort of deposits, like low risk deposits. So that was the perfect thing for her. She was 72 years old. Her beneficiaries were her stepson back in Norway, and the stepson was more than happy for stepmom to do that because stepson was quite well off, doesn't need too much cash, and obviously she's retained the ownership. So if she ever wanted to sell the property, release the equity, pay back the bank and release whatever equity is there in year 5 or year 10 and move back to Norway, then she can do that. So it's a perfect solution for her. Another one...
Just got a quick question in here from saying, I'm listening to this show really and referenced Fluent Finance Abroad. Who actually lends the money? Is Fluent Finance Abroad a broker or the lender? I've been talking to Eloise, it says.
Ella. Okay.
Ella, yeah.
Wonderful. So, we're a mortgage broker, regulated mortgage broker. So we have contacts with numerous lenders, right, whether they be insurance companies or banks, all registered in Spain. Okay. They all have to have a license to lend and bank in Spain. Now, we're a broker. So therefore, we're not working for one bank. We have the freedom to talk to any provider who can offer the solution. So we are a broker, not a lender. I think that's really important.
Sure, exactly.
Thanks for that question. That's brilliant.
There you go. So as you were saying before, so talk me through some more case studies. Your second case study.
Yeah. So we another couple in Ibiza. They had a nice property there. They needed some money, a lump sum. The property was a little bit higher value. The reason why they really needed it, because they had good income, but they had a dispute on another property sale.
Right.
And when you have legal disputes, you need to finance, you need to pay for lawyers. And they didn't have that available. They had good income, but not enough.
Asset rich, cash poor, as we always say.
100%. So this solution was absolutely fantastic for them. And therefore they know that they can fund the legal dispute to the end, and we believe that they're going to be successful. But obviously that's going to take, it doesn't happen overnight. Any legal dispute in Spain, as we know, can drag on for some time. But that helped them fund that. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's another one that went really well, and it's good that we can lend on the islands as well. So Mallorca, Ibiza, Tenerife is a bit sketchy at the moment, but we're working on that. Another really nice one is that we're currently working on at the moment. This lady moved to Spain 40 years ago as a 30-year-old.
Right. As
you do. She's got no children, never been married. And she chose to come to Spain all those years. Now she bought, so it's a lovely story, really. She bought a beautiful house, frontline beach in El Rosario.
Okay, yeah, very nice part of the world too.
Very nice part of the world, yes. And she probably bought that 30 years ago very, very cheaply.
And it's a very nice, part of the world. So she's probably done rather well out of it.
She's done extremely well. Yeah. One issue though is that she bought the property and she did some modifications on it. So there is a discrepancy of what's on the land registry and what's the reality. Now, this does affect how much money she could borrow on a lifetime mortgage, because the banks will send their valuers out and they can only really value what's officially on the land registry.
Okay.
But because we know this situation and we have contacts with architects and surveyors and people who are experts in organising and you know what I mean. I can't
regularising. I know what you mean. Yeah,
I can't speak sometimes.
Welcome to my world, Mark.
She's in the process now of getting the property correctly registered.
Okay,
which increases the value substantially, as you can imagine. And so therefore, she's got no one to leave it to, right? She's got no children. She wanted to leave her dad on it, which was a bit problematic because her dad's a lovely man, but he's 99 years old.
Okay.
So you can't, the chances of him being around
to inherit
are slim.
Nice idea.
So what the bank suggested is that she actually allocated someone to leave the estate to, so that the bank could actually coordinate with that person to organise how the estate gets distributed. Now, her intention, obviously, is to leave the property to numerous charities. The ones that we all know. And the bank have got no problem with that. As long as they have one dedicated person to speak to when the time comes, it's all fine. So that solves a really big problem for this lady, and she's really over the moon. Yeah, and that's something that we can help organise.
And here's the thing, because I mean, just thinking that you mentioned that you've got content, because you've been doing, you like me, have been here for a while now. Mm-hmm. So you have a network. It's not just a case of computer says no. For example, if you went to somebody affiliated with a bank and you weren't a broker, they go, oh, well, we only got a specific window we can work in. Whereas you can get, in the nicest possible way, you can get creative with it in terms of like this one you just explained.
You can get creative. I mean, the only real way you can get creative or have the knowledge on a particular subject if you spent your whole entire life of trying to understand it. Now, I've been in Spain for 22 years.
Regulated and unregulated. You have seen the dark side and the light side, Mark. Let's face it.
I've seen it all. I've got to pass exams on Spanish mortgage regulations and Spanish mortgage laws. I've also worked in the UK. So my job is to fully understand it and try and interpret ways in which we can work within the framework. Yeah. And a lot of our work is to try and help banks understand solutions, because ultimately a bank isn't just there to say no. A bank is there to obviously earn money for its owners and shareholders. And our job as well is to kind of cheerlead for them to help them come up with right lending decisions. And we're pretty good at it, I think, after all these years. And when you spend your life 10 hours a day just thinking about the same thing, you do try and find ways to make it interesting.
Yeah, but it is creative in the whole thing. Look, Mark, if people, because I've got to bring my next guest on, believe it, we've just shot through that one. If people want to get some, you've got a very lovely office, damn fine coffee, as they say in Twin Peaks. Yep. Where can people find you, and where should they go for that? Just have a chat and find out, because I think there are, once you the thing that struck me is that, and this is a bit of a cliche, but you have a really good relationship with your clients, and it's not the hard sell. It's the what's happening in your life, and from that you get an idea. And when you've got the understanding of the client, then you can come up with a solution.
Correct.
More than just being, it's Mr. Jones, he's got that amount. Because I think that's you are, and I'm not going to get all American on you, but you're building your relationships. But you really are, mate, aren't you? That's the thing.
I've worked for a bank just very quickly in the UK. And you're limited as to what you can solve. Yeah. The beauty of being a broker is that freedom that you have to really understand the situation and try and find a solution if it's logical. If it's not, obviously, if there's no meat on the bone, you can't do anything, then of course there's no point. But the beauty of being a broker is that you have that freedom to choose the right solution for the person. If you need to contact Fluent Finance Abroad, you can come and visit us in San Pedro Alcantara or Soto Grande. But the best way really is to go to the website www.fluentfinanceabroad.com and reach out to us on the contact page, or give us a call.
Give a call. Go and have a coffee. It'll be worth it. Mark, as always, see you very, very soon. Thanks for that, and have a great. Hopefully, we can survive the summer. Mark, Fluent Finance Abroad. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Giles. A pleasure.